Coming to you live from the top floor of the OBB Corporate Tower in downtown Coral Gables. You're listening to the top-rated American football podcast in countries that don't play American football. Ain't that some shit? These are the Orange Bowl Boys.
Brought to you by Ed Morse. Join the over 2 million people that are backed by Morse. Visit edmorse.com.
Here's Toast, Roman, and Scoop.
Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 76.
67 Mario. He said, "Hey Mario, it's me, Mario, back from Italy. Hey, it's me. Let's go."
It's not even close. Not even remotely close.
Oh, what number are we on?
76.
76.
Yeah, you said 66.
60? Did I say 60?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I said day 6 because I've been literally with like 3 different languages in my head the last 2 weeks. So it is what it is.
We're going to give you a pass.
Thank you. It wouldn't be an OBB show if I didn't butcher the opening.
I mean, that's just what we do. Well, you think with 2 weeks off, you could have at least like prepared a little bit.
It was like 3.
I know.
I know.
I'm coming back for 76. I've got an idea what I'm going to say. No
clue. I don't know what number it is until he says it, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
I'm pretty sure he didn't know he was doing this until like last night.
Yesterday.
No, this morning.
Or this morning, yeah.
It was this morning. Yeah, we didn't even know he was back until this morning.
Yeah, yesterday morning, I was in Athens, stopped to have lunch in London, only to be back in Miami by 7 p.m. It was the longest day of my life because you get 7 hours when you come back.
Now,
so I was up for like 32 hours.
Oh, just clarify. Because the way you phrase that, it's fucking high roller and balling. That London meal, though, was inside like the airport, right?
Right.
Okay.
They got some weird food.
Oh my God, it's so weird. We had it. Was it Heathrow, right?
Yeah, Heathrow Airport.
Yeah.
And nobody ever said this, honey, I want some good food. Let's go to that English restaurant tonight. They got such poor food.
They're not known for it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Neither are the Irish.
Like, you think they'd do better, you know? Like, what's wrong with you? Can do better.
It's surprising they're that bad, especially when France is right across the little strait thing there, the Mediterranean or whatever, and they're phenomenal at it.
There's a lot of really good food that surrounds them. It's not just France. Like, there's a lot of good food over there. I mean, Spain's not too far away.
No, yeah.
Portugal, you got Greece, not too far away. But think about that
whole island area of the UK, and then you got Ireland, and then you throw in like Scotland. I mean, Scottish. I mean, those are not really known for their cuisines.
Not good.
And my boot people, the Italians. They're not bad with food either. Not bad at all.
I mean, the best thing the UK and Ireland have is what? Like shepherd's pie? Is that like the...
Yeah, fish and chips. That's what they're...
Like,
I think they're
boil their everything. Don't they boil everything?
I would say...
What's the haggis?
I would say this.
What's haggis?
That sounds terrible.
Some sort of fish.
No, I thought haggis was like a sheep's stomach boiled and like stuffed
with
liver or something.
They don't boil. They boil everything. They just big pots and just boil the water and just dump a bunch of shit in it.
You know where I got that from?
Haggis?
Ooh. Yeah. How I married an axe murderer.
Yes. I remember that. I remember that movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, after being away from the States for a couple weeks, you miss certain little things you didn't realize you miss. Some of the things you miss, you definitely miss regular outlets.
I was just gonna say the plugs.
It's like, what the shit is this?
Did you take an adapter?
Yeah, I did. We had 2, but still, like when you don't go out and like certain places, you're like, that's not a regular plug. And I wish I could plug in my phone right now, but I can't, right? Because that's not a regular adapter, and I don't have a regular adapter. And I will say this, going to Greece, stopping in England, going to Italy, I will tell you, like, Americans, we got the steak and beef down. Like, it's just not the same over there. It's just not. It's like the steak, the beef, the hamburger. Like, don't get a hamburger when you go to Rome. Like, my kids had this feeling of like
boiled.
It's weird. It's not It's just weird.
It's not good.
It's like,
I know.
It's
not good.
It's Angus.
Food's good.
I convinced them one day, they're like, Dad, we're just tired of pizza and pasta and heroes and all this. I was like, well, this place got real Angus beef. And they were so sketched, but I convinced them to eat it. And they were still like, Dad, no. I can't wait to go back to America to have a regular burger. All right. So I was waiting to tell this story when I got back, and I just got to clue you in on that. And as soon as this happened, I thought to myself, I can't wait to go back on the Orange Bowl Boys show just to share this story. So we go to Greece. I'm in Mykonos, but we take a tour to Delos. And Delos is like the birthplace of one of these gods. Well, actually, two of them, the twins, and I'll butcher it. It's not Apollo. It's Athena and somebody, not Athena, something. Who knows? Who cares? Right? So we're looking at this island. It's pretty cool. It's got some ruins. Kids were totally bored off their ass. But I like Greek mythology. It was one of the things in school I was really good at. So I found it interesting. Now the woman points up and she's like, can you guys tell what this is? She's like, do I have permission to I know I have some small kids around, but she's like, can I tell you the backstory in this? And she's like, this is a phallic symbol, AKA a penis. And then sure as shit, I'm like, ooh, it's starting to come into view now. I was like, you can see the shaft, you can see the balls. I'm like, all right, this woman. Okay, I want to set it up right because she was definitely from the United States. You know how I could tell she was from the United States? Because it was about 85 degrees. She had a full mask and white gloves. Right? So she was about it. She was like a single white female in her 40s or 50s. She immediately, after the Greek lady, perfect English, by the way, good job for her, narrating this, runs to the front of the group, parts the Red Sea, moves her out of the way. She stiff arms her. She goes and fondles the penis, puts it into focus, and takes multiple pictures of it. To which I was immediately thinking, A, she's never seen one before, right? Or she's really fascinated by this Greek mythology stuff. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't wait to share that story with you. Welcome back. And I'm here. Always.
Is at least like 4 show titles in that story.
Good. Toast. She bodied people out of the way. She literally ran to the front. I'm like, what is up with this woman? She's fascinated with this.
Like she was cleaning it off?
Dude, she had white gloves. I don't know what she was doing.
Buffing it.
She went like this and she fondled it. She touched it, took new. I'm like, why is this woman fondling this cement penis?
Maybe she's the keeper of the cement penis. Maybe that's why she has the glove. She's supposed to clean it off. That's her job. Maybe she's the person who does that.
Maybe she is the social media person. That's the account that just go around statues.
She's like, well, in Greek culture, she's like, it was a sign of fertility. They called it a penis flower. That's what it brought life. So it was a fascinating story, but it was obviously fascinating more to others than me because I was oh my goodness. And Rome's dirty, by the way. Rome's a dirty city. You see that 100%. You see that city once, you walk by the Colosseum and you leave.
You see the Tivoli fountains and the all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I can't think of any of the names of any of the buildings right now, but I've told you this in the past. You have to go because you have to go.
Yeah, you have
to. That history it really is mind blowing. Mm-hmm. If you really sit there and think about wait, what? And these buildings are still standing, but you never need to go back.
Nope.
It's somewhere that you'll never go back to.
We went to northern Italy, the Alps, in winter. So never went down south, was never in Rome or anything like that. So flew into Milan, but a totally different, everything was small town and village and clean. And there was no red sauce to be found. It was all cream sauces. It was fucking awesome.
Incredible though. No, I mean,
you go right over the border into France. You get the craziest cheese you've ever had.
Yeah. But there's so many just places that you love. Venice is still the coolest city I've ever been to. Right. I mean, there's for those who haven't been or haven't heard, there's no cars. There's no little trolleys. No nothing. There's boats. The ambulances are boats. The police are boats, and you have gondolas and feet and bicycles.
Yeah. Everybody's
it's remarkable. Like you can only get there by boat. Like it's really pretty wild.
Speaking of feet and bicycles, listen, people, I'm calling you out. Like, I don't think I've seen one morbidly obese person when I was over there. I don't think it's possible. They walk everywhere, or they're riding bicycles. Like I was like,
and Rome.
Dude, did you see how much gas was?
Like
and my kids thought it was cheap. Yeah. No, they thought it was cheap because they see it. And it was like $2.19, right, or $3.9. They're like, oh, the gas is cheap. I'm like, that's per liter. That's per liter. So when you cost analysis this out, you're talking about like $8 a gallon. That's why their cars could fit in the back of my pickup truck. So
that's right. They're
really
like these tiny little things.
Awesome. And every one of their cars could fit in my Dodge Ram.
Tiny little pickup trucks.
Oh my goodness! So many smart cars.
You go to Amsterdam, and the entire city has built-in bike lanes, and if you're walking in them, they will run your ass over.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, if you're walking on a sidewalk, they'll run you over.
That's why. And think about it. They eat pasta all day, every day, and they're still skinny.
And nobody's big.
How many people were smoking? How many people were smoking?
Everyone.
Everyone was smoking in Rome.
Everyone. Insane, right?
And Greece too. It's like they didn't get that message that kills you. They're healthy though. They're healthy though. But I will tell you this though. One thing, when I ate out there and I ate a bowl of pasta, right? You're done. You're fine. I've been back now. I've had 2 meals. I feel so bloated. No matter, I'm like, what are they doing over there that we are not doing here, or vice versa?
They don't put the preservatives and stuff that we do here.
Toast.
Yeah, it's all fresh.
It's insane. It is insane. Yeah. You can have a bowl of pasta over there, and you don't feel like your arteries are clogging, and you need to take a 30-minute nap.
30 seconds ago.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, they all take a siesta in the middle of the afternoon.
Of course they do. And all of England and everything over there.
Yeah, it shuts down. They literally shut the place down like 2:30, 4:30. Good luck. Yeah. I mean, there's some places open, get me wrong, but it shuts down. We'll open back up at 7:30, and they eat late too. Some of their dinners are late. They'll be up at like 10 o'clock. I was like, all right, what the hell? You guys eat dinner at 9:30?
We've had this conversation before, and you didn't believe me. I want to know your honest opinion about the pizza.
Okay, I will say this 100% honestly. I missed burgers and meat from America. Americans kick ass in pizza. It's not even close. Our pizza is much better. That is a different. They're all individual pizzas. They're all. I
appreciate you being honest.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's not nearly as good.
It's a little soupy.
It was like their French onion soup. I saw that, right?
Yeah, it's a little soupy. Now the missus.
It's not nearly as
that.
Good. Toast, he hates me for saying it. It's not nearly as
No, Toast, it's not close. It's not close. But like their pasta dishes and their Italian food. Their Italian food is like, it's not even that.
Oh, the pasta.
Did you know that chicken parm is not an Italian dish? I mean,
correct.
I'm Italian, you would think it is not.
Correct.
You ask for a chicken parm over there, they're like, what the hell is
they don't know what
you're
talking about, yeah.
They got veal parm.
My favorite Italian meal, chicken parm. Not even an Italian meal.
And it's not even close. It's
an American Italian. It's American Italian.
It's American Italian. Yeah. Just like our pizza is better.
It's just like our Chinese food is American Chinese.
But I will do something.
We Americanize everything.
And like Alfredo sauce is not necessarily their thing too. You know how they make their cream sauce? They literally use a shit ton of cheese and the starch from the pasta water. They use the pasta water and cheese, and that's how they make their cream sauce.
So how was that? Was that a pasta class that you posted pictures of in the chat?
It was a cooking class, but it was a pasta making class. So we made a homemade ravioli, and then we made fettuccine.
In the picture, there was a guy, Jim. Is that another tourist, or was that the instructor?
No, that was another guy. That was another guy in the class. That was not that. No,
you were working, man, and no one looked impressed.
Well, they should have been. They're like, you look strong. They're like, you look strong.
Franco had a look on his face like, Franco had a look on his face like, am I gonna have to eat this?
Oh my goodness, that's amazing though. It was the best part of my trip. They asked me what's the highlight of my trip, and I'll tell them it was my cooking class. I loved it. It was so good. And I'll tell you, it was the best pasta dish I ever had in my life. The homemade fettuccine Amatriciana sauce, their Roman like innate sauce. I'll be honest, I never heard of that sauce in my life, right? But it's like Rome is known for 4 sauces. Carbonara comes from Rome, and it was this sauce, and it's basically a red sauce with a shit ton of pecorino romano, right? And it makes it orange, and it makes it orange, right? Yeah. And then they put, and then they have a bacon that they put down there, especially made bacon, baby. And you mix the two. It was the best fucking Italian pasta dish I've ever eaten in my life. I've ever eaten in my life. No offense to you, Nonna. I love you. Rest in peace. But like my grandmother was a saint. She could cook anything. But I realized there's a big difference in Italian culture and cuisines. So like that's what Rome's known for. What we were known for as Sicilians was different, northern and everything. But you're right. It's hard to find certain things. But it was amazing. It was amazing. That highlight of my trip. Highlight of my trip.
All right, good.
That and the penis lady.
It's the 4th of July spectacular. 4th of July weekend, boys. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Look at that. I was told this is royalty free. I guess we'll find out. All right, so I got a question for you. I saw this. Instacart says more people are buying hot dog buns this weekend than hamburger buns, inferring that hot dogs are the bigger meal for 4th of July. How do you feel about that? Hot dog,
that
hamburger, where are you falling?
Joey Chestnut's fault?
Yeah.
Yeah, his fault.
Okay. I mean, Nathan's Hot Dog has been doing a number on that, right? Every July 4th, they have the hot dog eating. That's right,
July 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, I would say this. It's easier to prepare. So if you got a bunch of people and then you need more of them, right? So you can eat 2 hot dogs and you're only going to eat 1 hamburger. So you need more hot dog buns.
It's bullshit. It's a completely bullshit question. It's a loaded question. It's like having the positron on a Chevy Tempest, and
one's
there's only one car that could potentially. Toast. The reason why I think it's a bullshit question is because you buy both, right? And if you buy hamburgers and you buy hot dogs, and innately you're always going to buy more hot dogs because more come in a pack. You buy hamburgers. There's like 4 in a pack, 6 in a pack. You could buy a pack of 16. So it's like you're buying them at the same time because you have to have a barbecue with both. I just think you're going to buy more hot dogs.
I believe that hot dogs are the bigger 4th of July staple for one reason and one reason only.
Talk to me, Goose.
How often during the year are you going to eat a hot dog?
True.
What? Maybe if you go to a ballpark or 4th of July or a summer cookout. Like that, you're not going to a hot dog restaurant. You're not, maybe some people are here and there, but burgers, bro. Come on, you're going out for a burger like a couple times a month. So like hot dogs are special because it's like dude, I'll be honest. 4th of July, I prefer a hot dog over a hamburger. Like I haven't at that point. I haven't had a hot dog
last year.
Like I haven't had one since last year. Exactly. So it's like, dude, I want a hot dog with ketchup and onion on it.
And they're quicker to cook. They're like the appetizer before
hot
hamburgers.
Dogs, ketchup and onions.
Oh yeah, ketchup and onion.
You know what the
number one condiment is?
What?
Relish.
Yeah, it is. There you go. Relish.
You have to put relish on it.
Yeah.
No relish. Ketchup and onions.
Relish.
And no fucking mustard.
Got a relish.
I like ketchup in my mustard.
Mustard.
You don't eat mustard, so you don't get. What is the greatest movie line quote in terms of a hot dog ever?
Oof. Hot dog movie quote.
I'll clue you in.
Franken beans.
I mean, that's kind of close. We know the movie because it's a great movie, and you got to go back a ways. Do you remember The Great Outdoors?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you remember the raccoons? Remember the raccoons were talking and they had subtitles?
I don't.
No,
oh my goodness!
You're going 30 years back, bro.
I know. So the 2 raccoons look to each other. They're doing if you remember, they're doing everything they're trying to keep the raccoons out of the trash and they can't do it. And they kept subtitling like, look at these silly humans. They think rocks on a trash can are going to keep them out. And the one raccoon looks at the other raccoon and goes, hey, don't eat the hot dogs. You know what they put in hot dogs? And he goes, what? He's like, lips and assholes. And
that was always the thing.
Lips and assholes.
I don't care. They taste great all ground up.
They do. They do. They get the non-nitrate ones now.
You can get all
name
beef.
Of those. The green and the all beef, green and yellow package.
Listen,
those damn things are damn.
No,
good.
you need the Sabrets or a kosher one.
All right. Another question in terms of hot dogs.
Those are really good.
How much black in it do you need? How much burntness?
See, I hate char on a burger, but I like char on a hot dog.
Yeah, that thing could like that. Yeah, a little burnt for me too. It has to have a little burnt.
Yeah,
not the whole thing.
Boiled.
I don't like it like boiled.
I'll eat it boiled too.
Just came out
of
the
favorite
microwave.
Yeah, microwave's the worst.
No, I like it when they started bubbling a little bit on the grill.
Yeah. Little blisters.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hemorrhoids. That's the asshole. The hemorrhoids.
Yeah, but those are the ones also that don't last. Like you got to eat those immediately, or else they'll start shriveling up.
They do, and they get hard, which is strange. I don't know why that.
The ones that shrivel up, they just throw them in a pool right beforehand. That's why they shrivel up.
Line 72, line 800.
No! All right, before we get into the big news of the week, which happened on the Diamond, going to start it always with football.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at everyone they came out with the ACC strength of schedule. So a lot of folks started throwing out how many wins, this and that. And listen, I think you're seeing folks pick anything from like 7 to the delusionals that are picking 10 or 11. I kind of flipped it around, and tell me what you think about this. I believe that there's 6 games on the schedule that they cannot lose for fear of absolute fan revolt. They are Miami of Ohio, Bethune, Temple, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Boston College. You can't lose any of those. Those teams are like Miami of Ohio is probably the best team out of all of them.
It's true.
The tieredness of it, I agree with you, Toast, but there's a tiered to it. I think in tier A, meaning like, don't you dare lose to tier A. That's the non-conference games. Yeah, that's the non-conference games, right? There's physically no way you can lose to Bethune-Cookman. I get that. But Miami, Ohio, if you lose to Miami of Ohio, it is a immediate flashback to Middle Tennessee State from last year, and that's not going to sit well with the fans. Now, in conference,
if they lose to Miami of Ohio, this pod may end that week. So we fucking won, bro.
Opening week.
Opening fucking week? Are you kidding me?
Well.
And then we'll come to the realization that this whole time the poo in the closet was us. That's why they're losing.
Whatever. No. It was not us. As long before us, thankfully.
Yeah.
We're not the culprits.
Conference games, it's all bets are off. Watch, we'll play Boston College when it's 30 degrees, snowing, and on their red bandana game. It's just in the cards.
It's up there, right?
Yeah, it's there.
Yes, that's a problem. I don't care what you say. I mean,
it's the day after Thanksgiving.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That game's an issue. It's the end of November. Roe told you it's going to be cold. It's going to be 30, possibly snowing. They have everybody in the city of Boston comes to that game.
But I'm going to prove it to you about the tiered A and the tiered B, and the tiered B is the conference games. We can all agree unequivocally that the worst loss last year was Middle Tennessee State, right? The worst loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the worst loss in history.
The worst football that I've seen that sent football back a good 35 years was our win against Virginia. Okay? That was the worst football. Damn it. It was 9-6 at the end of that game. We won. We didn't even score a touchdown. That just goes to show you sometimes, and I know that's a win, but it just goes to show you I don't know. You could get a loss to a conference team. They always sting. They suck, and they're not really good conference teams. But you just never know. Flip a coin. I agree, though. You can't lose those games.
From what those teams are on paper and what this fan base saw last year, like legit, those are 6 games you can't fucking lose.
Okay.
Or else you're going to lose fans. Like you have to win the games you're supposed to win this year.
Yeah.
And that's
optically,
there's still 6 more chances to fuck up. So there's plenty of meat on the bone for disaster. But I'm saying it can't be those 6 games.
All right, who are the rest of the 6 games that, in your mind?
Well, then you got Texas A&M.
Okay.
So hold on.
North Carolina and Clemson.
Okay.
NC State, Florida State, and Louisville.
Okay. So what happens if, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. What happens if you lose to Miami of Ohio?
We don't have a show. Stop right
talking.
There. Hold on. Stop. No, I know it's week 1. Just shut up and let me finish my question. Why does he have this stuff at beck and call? I wonder. If we lose to Miami, Ohio, but then we go on and we beat Clemson and FSU.
Pose it this way. Would you lose to Miami of Ohio to beat Clemson and Florida State?
If you could beat Clemson and FSU, I would.
Okay. Toast?
So no. Listen here. No, hold on. You're missing a huge piece of this, bro.
I'm not though.
That if you lose to Miami of Ohio, half the people will no longer be fans by the time you beat Clemson.
But see, the real fan, I don't care. I'm looking for progress. So what you're telling me is that if you told me we could lose,
hold on. You're telling me
a second.
Coming off a 5-7 season where you had the worst loss in program history, you're going to start off the season. You've spent all season licking your wounds. You're going to start off at home under the lights, losing to Miami of Ohio.
If you asked me. Okay, he just asked me, would I prefer to beat Miami of Ohio and lose to Clemson and FSU, or would I prefer to lose to Miami of Ohio and beat Clemson and FSU? I'm taking the latter all day. Why? 2 reasons. Number one, it's because you're showing progress as the season is moving forward. Number 2, they're both conference games.
He's got a point there with the conference games thing. I don't know about progress.
I'm just saying, if you lose to Miami of Ohio, there's a chance they burn the program down.
Yeah, what happened? So I'm taking the latter. I'm choosing the latter.
Okay, so he's choosing the latter. Toast, I'm going to choose the latter too. Let's lose to Miami of Ohio so we could beat Florida State and Clemson because that keeps us. I'm saying it too.
You would take the opposite?
Hey, but listen.
Toast, why would you take the opposite? That doesn't do anything for you.
I'm not saying that I would. So if we beat Miami of Ohio, then we're guaranteed to lose against Clemson?
That's what we were saying. Which one would you rather have?
Yeah, would you rather? That's what we just played.
Well, of course I'd rather have the win against Clemson and FSU. But
so we lost to Miami, Ohio.
But you can't. No, that's not how that works.
We just did. You just did.
No. You can't.
I got a question though.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. That's an absolute fantasy because there's no way that a team that comes out and loses to Miami, Ohio is going to be Clemson and FSU.
I've been on this show fantasizing for 6 years.
Oh my God.
So here's a question. We've established we want to lose to Miami, Ohio. It happens, but we beat Florida State and Clemson the other year. Let's have some fun with it though. As Miami, Ohio, we're running their social media account. We just put Miami. What are we going to put on our social media account?
Bro, you've said this 8 times in the last 30 seconds, and if we lose that game, it's going to be just all over fucking social media.
So now we're on the Miami of Ohio side, but you can't tell me if Miami of Ohio beats Miami of Florida. We are the real Miami. Could you imagine the Miami of Ohio social media account?
Why are you putting
the Middle Tennessee State went after.
It's done. Yeah, we're the real Miami.
We're the real Miami. We agree. Yeah, we're the real Miami.
All right, so here, I swear to God, if we lose over Ohio, we're pulling the plug.
Yeah, we're the real Miami.
You find a new toast. Never in my world, when I said I'm going to bring up this whole topic of 6 games you can't lose, that I think you spin around and say, well, unless.
Hey, what if there's an account out there that they want to be the real OBBs?
Yeah.
They want to what?
Don't give anybody ideas.
They want to be the real OBBs if we lose to Miami.
No.
No.
The real OBB. I'm sorry, I lost that. What are you saying?
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Move on.
You might have beaches, but we get the dub. It's the real Miami. Warm weather? Please. The real Miami.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Oh, you can come up with these all day. Go ahead.
I got a good one for you.
Would you rather? Oh.
Would you rather lose the first 4 and win the last 8?
No.
And go 8-4.
Lose the first 4, win the last 8,
or win the first 8 and lose the last 4.
You gotta. Chris Fowler said it. We never show up in November, October, November.
Yeah, you got to lose the first 4.
Lose the first 4, win the last 8.
Yeah.
But then you're losing to Bethune. You're losing to Miami.
But you're beating Clemson and Florida State. And you're beating everyone in the conference. You're going undefeated in the conference.
Yeah,
You're playing for the ACC championship. You're playing for the ACC championship.
They could forfeit the first 4 and just play the last.
So here's my question for you.
I'm good there.
All right, so let's say that happens. They lose the first 4. The 5th game is Saturday, October 7th, home against Georgia Tech. What's the attendance?
11.
They're 0-4.
11 people.
Single digits. 11 people. We can name them, too. We can easily name them.
Yeah, we can totally name them.
Mondo.
Steve Feinberg. He's still there.
Derek Coe.
Those are the first 2.
Kane Spanko's there. Rudy, because he has to be.
Rudy, exactly. Rudy, because he's up there.
Show up.
And then friends and family of the players, and that's it.
See, here's the problem: if that happened after Georgia Tech, the next home game is 2 weeks later against Clemson. You'd have nobody at that game, and you win it, right? And so you have a crap ass crowd. They don't even see you win the game. Oh, that would just be awful, awful. You'd be lucky to have a full crowd for Louisville at the end for the last home game for our tailgate.
The microcosm, the microcosm will always be for me. If you want to see Miami fandom in one single game, it's the Florida State game. It was packed, and then halftime happened.
Yeah,
that just goes to show you. Even thinking that they could win, that people will come. When all of a sudden the losing starts to happen,
there's plenty of stuff to do. It's a Saturday night, Miami.
Listen, and I can tell you too, there's a lot of stuff to do in Miami, and it's true. And then the SEC, in hillbilly country, they always pound their chest. Look at our attendance.
Well,
I can promise you, Alabama. I can promise you, if Alabama has done what we did on our record and lost to the teams that we lost to, they wouldn't be selling out either. Right? Not even close. Not even close. Even Nick Saban, if he had our record, he wouldn't be the coach there anymore.
You know who does sell out?
Who? Nebraska.
Go ahead.
That's right.
They do. Nebraska.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and people say this all the time. Well, fair weather fans, but let's put this in a fishbowl for a second, right? You have Miami getting their teeth kicked in last year. FSU halftime, everybody bails because there's things to do. Truly, there's things to do. If the game was up in Tallahassee and the roles were reversed, where are you guys going? What are you going to go do if you leave the stadium?
Cow tipping.
You know what I mean? There's nothing else to go do. So that's why you stick around. Honestly, where else are you going? You go to your favorite Applebee's? Well, what's going to happen? The Applebee's going to have the game on.
What is more
nothing to do?
What is more a stereotypical comment? Which comment do I make is more stereotype? A or B? A. There's nothing to do other than go to an Alabama football game. Or B, the University of Miami is in the hood.
The University
There's
of Miami
nothing to do in Alabama.
We
know there's probably other things to do in Alabama. We can't think of them. We know that there's probably other things.
Birmingham.
Yeah, it's not much.
But even with one of our recruits recently, she fell in love more with the campus at Miami or with the school Miami once she realized that the campus wasn't in the quote unquote hood. So those were her words, not my words. So, but which one is the bigger stereotype, A or B?
Yeah, they don't. Look, most people don't understand it's in the Gables.
Probably B.
B, I think so. Yeah, like saying that because the word Miami's in it, it automatically makes it like a bad place, and what are you talking about? There's still nothing to do in Tuscaloosa.
Just everyone's not here. They don't understand.
Yeah,
they don't get it. Screw
bitches. Yeah.
All right. Before we get into baseball, we got to talk about our peoples. EdMorse.com. If you're looking for a ride, dude, Teddy is just expanding across the country, and pretty much at this stage, no matter where you live, you're within driving distance of one of his Ed Morse family of dealerships where you can get just any one of a ton of different brand names. Go to edmorse.com, check it all out. It's a price protection promise. Make sure you let them know that the Orange Bowl boys sent you.
Eddie needs to start a Ed Morse out in Rome, an Ed Morse Fiat. He'd kill it if he was out in Rome, out in Italy with Fiats. They're everywhere. Stands? Yeah, you know what Fiat stands for? Fix it again, Tony. All right, there you go. Hey, speaking of fix it again, you need to fix your balls, right? Because it's summertime and they don't need their winter coat. You need to go ahead and shave these puppies. And there's a lawnmower. Well, actually, it's Manscaped. But the new lawnmower series, and then you just use the crop preserver, the ball odorant, You feel like $1,000,000. I was out in Europe. I totally missed my Manscaped products because A, I have too much of the stuff, so they won't let me carry it on there. And I was like dying. So I came home. What's the first thing I did? Took a shower, Manscaped. Feel much better. Put my ball odorant on. Let's go. Manscaped. Use promo code
OBB.
20% off. You know what's for dinner.
Beating the bookie, though, is slamming some bets, bro. He's killing it in baseball.
Nice. Yeah, baseball.
He took the Reds over, and it cleared like in the first inning the other day.
Nice. He's got that. He's got golf. I mean, look, golf every week. I think there was one bad week, like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, where you didn't end up ahead. And you've got the Rocket Mortgage tournament this week up in Detroit. They had some nasty weather up there, trees down and all kinds of stuff, but they got it out. Started off today, and you guys didn't get the package by Thursday. You don't get the package for the week, but we tell you this every week, so you should prepare yourselves. All you have to do is go to beatingthebookie.com. He's got all the packages on the site. He'll get the packages for the next week, for next week's tournament on the site early. It'll be up there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, very, very early, so you have plenty of time to get in there, buy the package, and get your place. And then you can get other stuff too. You can get the baseball. And then soon enough, boys and girls, soon enough, football is back around. I mean, we're 2 days from July. And then it's August. And then it's fall ball. And we're back at it. Can't wait. I can't wait. I got the Kool-Aid, drinking big pitcher of Kool-Aid. Beatingthebookie.com, at beatingthebookie, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Get your plays, get your bets in, make your dough.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Mm-hmm. We had some hiring. Big hire happened. Yeah. So as we know, we relieved our head baseball coach, Gino Damare, and we have now announced the replacement. Ladies and gentlemen, it is J.D. Arteaga. And he is the new head coach, been the pitching coach for the last 20 years, a UM Hall of Famer, arguably could be called the greatest pitcher in the history of the program, leader in wins at least. Gentlemen, your thoughts on this hire?
So I went online, and it was basically this. We've seen in-house hires at the University of Miami a couple times now. I mean, obviously, Gino was a in-house hire, very in-house. They haven't ended well. So immediately you're going to be on guard as a University of Miami fan. Now you just came off last season, right? Joe Boo was happy with the bats. The hats for bats kept bats warm. The bats were warm all year long. If we had an Achilles heel, it was pitching. So then I got this like imagery in my head. Do you remember the year that, Manny Diaz, after Rick left, was hired as head coach? We kind of knew that, Rick was past his prime. His offense was vanilla, kind of shit. Manny Diaz, a couple years before that, had a top 5 defense. You could see he was a head coach in the making. And what if Blake James hired Mark Richt back, the offensive coordinator, to be the offensive coordinator? It's like you hired the wrong. Like, what are you doing? Like the pitching was the problem. It's like, and then they announced their pitching coach today, and I saw prominable, a booster, that we'll call him that, announced, don't worry, guys, he's going to get a major league pitching coach. He got the head coach from Nova Southeastern. Now that's not a major league pitching coach. That's who you got. So it's like, okay, pitching was the problem. We retained the pitching coach to be the head coach, and I don't see the fix to fix the pitching. Now, I'll wait till what I see it, but 2 snaps around the world, hated it. Didn't like it. Didn't like the hire at all.
Yeah, I'm a little on the opposite side of that. I mean, look, if we love the Mario hire, then I think you have to give a little bit of credence to sticking with JD and keeping the home kid home in an effort to try and take us back to the promised land. Look, he did it as a player. He did it as a coach. Yes, the arms were an Achilles heel last year. I was the first to say it. I stated it all the time, right? That was the worst pitching. It was the worst staff I've seen here in a while. But then it also goes back to that was the worst I've seen in a while. Like, the 2 and 3 years prior to that, they had some pretty good staffs, and the bats were just a little lamenting. So I don't necessarily think just because last year wasn't a prominent staff or they had somebody who really could mow everybody down. You had a decent closer, but you had no middle relief at all. So is that his fault? I don't know. I mean, I like it in terms of the fact that he's a Miami guy. And call me a homer, fine, whatever. But I like the Miami guys getting the chance to be successful at the U. Same thing goes for the pitching coach. Came from Nova Southeastern, played for Miami. So I like the fact that they're giving the Miami guy a chance to be successful at the U. So I'm a bit of a homer when it comes to that. So I don't dislike it. And I think it'll be, I don't dislike it nearly as much as you dislike it. It's a wait and see. Everyone's mad about it because it's in-house and, they look at Manny. I get it. Everyone compares the lazy hire of Manny to this being a lazy hire. But here's my thing. You had Blake James who hired Manny, who didn't look at anybody else. He just said, well, shit, this guy's here. He had a great defense. Let's hire him. Dan oversaw this whole thing. You've got to give some, not support, but you got to have some belief that Dan Radakovich didn't just do a lazy hire. That's not what he was hired for. He didn't get hired to come in here and make lazy hires. He had the opportunity to go out and do what he does well. As we know, that's why we hired him. He's one of the best ADs in the country when we hired him 2 years ago. He went through the process, and JD is the guy who he felt was the best guy to lead the team. I don't mind it.
I'm in between both of you. I agree with parts of what both of you said. Obviously, I like the fact that he's a Cane. Wish him nothing. I mean, I hope that he has obviously success, tons of success. On the other side, I mean, listen, I've said this many times before. I don't believe that this is a job that you learn how to be a manager in. Just don't. I think that Miami baseball has achieved a level where if you want that gig as a head coach, you have to have been a head coach somewhere and shown that you can run a program and build a program. And the guys coming in now, none of that. I mean, you've got Laz Gutierrez, the guy coming in from Nova, who actually spent 13 years with the Red Sox, but he was their mental skills person. He was there for a few World Series, but was never a pitching coach within the organization as far as I remember, unless maybe shortly for one of the minor leaguers. But so that's a little bit concerning. But yeah, I mean, listen, I just don't think that this is I have a bigger issue with Dan in this whole, like, for me, this takes I'm not as optimistic about Dan Radakovich as I was. This was his first big hire. And in my view, he punted. And here's the thing. When you're going to allow it to be leaked out that you're talking to the head coach of Duke and that there's apparently rumblings with the head coach of Wake Forest or the pitching coach from Wake Forest, and then you promote from within, that's going to upset the fan base. Like that's below what that bar was with the media leaks. And whether you're in charge of the media leaks or not, well, then you got a leaky house because those leaks were out there. And then you go ahead and you hire.
What if he just feels that after interviewing all those guys that JD was the better fit than them? And I look.
But how
I know a lot of people don't take my side in this, but this is my feeling on this. He's a baseball manager. Mm-hmm. He's a baseball guy. There's only so much you're doing as a baseball manager. And when you're sitting there in that dugout for 20 years, you don't have to go and be a manager somewhere else to be able to have the experience to be a manager here. You're a manager of people. It's the most managerial of people positions in all of sports.
No, it's not. I'm going to stop you there. It isn't. Not at the college level. Not at the college level, Scoop, because there isn't a general manager. You're a program builder and a manager. You're not just a manager. You're not just Terry Francona. You're the GM also. You're the president. Okay. You're neither one of these guys have ever built a program. We haven't hired anyone that has successfully built a program in years. And where's the program right now, Scoop? I mean, this isn't about managing games. This is about building having an innovative way to build a pitching staff when you don't have the resources that Vanderbilt does, and how to get this team so they're always in the super regional and developing talent. This is about building a program, and this program is in shambles right now compared to where it was 20 years ago. So, like, don't just tell me, oh, you're just a manager. No, bro. In college, you're the GM too. You have to build this shit and then manage it. It's easier in the major leagues, with all due respect. All you have to do is manage. You don't have to worry about the egos and signing the contracts.
Scoopy, I'm sorry to say this, but I want to give Toast the argument here, because I was agreeing with you, because I'm like, yeah, it's baseball managing, right? How much do you really do it? And I was going to side on your side, Scoop, because I was like, well, JD's kind of got the hardest part of managing is managing your pitching staff. It really is managing your pitching staff. But he's a former pitching coach. So going into the managerial spot, he has kind of the pedigree to work with a staff. So I think he's going to be more apt at that level on Saturday, Friday night starter, Saturday, Sunday. He's going to lock that down. But when Toast said, you're the general manager too, I'm like, no shit, you're right. Like, he doesn't have that experience maybe on the other side with baseball and building that team. And Scoop, earlier you said too, this is like the version of the Mario Cristobal hire. I don't think it is. I think this is the Mario hire if we would have took Mario right after FIU. But we didn't take Mario after FIU. We took Mario after he built the program, after he was a killer recruiter at that level. Because remember what I always said, he only recruits well because he's got an A on his chest. I was wrong. You were right. But he did it at that level. JD's never done it on that level. And to bring up some of the stats, because I was looking those up, listen, you had 3 guys sub 4 ERA on that team, right? I know it's college, they got aluminum bats. It's going to be a little bit more inflated. But when your starting pitcher, Gage Gil, is 4.3, then you have Ligon at 4.8, and then you rolled out Peepo time and time again at 7.34 ERA, your pitching was a problem. That was an abysmal performance.
Maybe you just didn't have the arms.
I don't think.
You can only put out there.
Regardless, but you were the GM who got those arms.
But you've been recruiting those arms for 20 years.
And last year wasn't very good. But if you go back 2 and 3 years ago, like I said, the arms were good and the bats sucked. So,
and the only thing that really saved them too, and I'll give them a little bit of credit, because they got Carson Palmquist to come in, and he was supposed to be a closer, and that kid ended up being pretty good. And I told my one buddy who used to play for him, I'm like, excuse me, I thought Carson was going to be a starter. He's like, you're kidding me, right? It ended up being a good move, so I'll credit him there. But the problem is, I mean, Wake Forest did what Wake Forest did, because when we played them, it was jaw-dropping to me. That changed I was like, we do not stack well. And I knew we beat them in the ACC thing because that's baseball. But when it all came down to it, great pitching always going to be great hitting. It's just what it does. That's what's dominating Major League Baseball. We can't go out there again thinking Miami's going to get past what they do with the pitching that we marched out there the last couple of years. And that's where my biggest concern is. But we'll see. Ultimately, listen, clean slate. I said what I said.
Yep.
It's not like I'm going to go ahead and hold them to the fire on that. I'm in a wait and see mode like everybody else. Everybody deserves that chance. We can stay for face value. It doesn't make us bad fans, make us bad people. I'm saying, do you like to hire? No. You ask me right now? No. Am I going to give him a chance? Absolutely. Do I want him to prove me wrong? I'm a Miami fan. I wore my you shit out in Italy and found other Italian people who had you. Well, he was actually from Miami, but I found him. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I don't think the guy from Rome is really following University of Miami baseball. Just happened to meet a guy, and I was like, oh, shit. I saw him at the end of the street. I wish I had a Fiat, and Ed Moore's Fiat, and I got to him quicker. But, yo, you're a University of Miami fan. Take a picture. But, yeah, of course I'm going to give them the opportunity to make me eat my words, and I want them to do well. I want them to win a college championship. I was like, I was following things on my phone. One of the biggest follows I was following the College World Series. I saw LSU. I saw Florida. I was rooting for LSU. Like, I hated the fact that Florida was – I don't want Florida to win. I was rooting for that across the world. And I want that to be I want Miami to win the World Series again, you know? It's a storied program. And then they need to start a softball team. I think Rad cares more about softball than baseball, if you want to be honest.
5 questions, or actually, well, first, before we get 5 questions, I got a little something for you. A little something. Did you see this story? This is insane. A 57-year-old Thai woman was due to board a morning flight today and got caught by the walkway, one of the automatic like people movers or whatever that you walk on at Bangkok Airport's Terminal 2. Medical team there eventually had to cut her leg off above the knee to get her out of this thing. Had to amputate her leg on site to get out of a busted escalator.
I'm going to say she's going to be a very rich woman. I don't know how litigious that society is, but she's going to be a very rich woman. And there's a lot of IHOP and Eileen jokes that I could tell, and I'm just not going to do it.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of mood am I supposed to be in now?
I got a good one here for you.
I mean, that's about as bad as a story as you could have told.
I know. I came across. I was like, oh my god, that's just insane. I got to bring that up. That's just Have you? When have you heard of a worse?
I've never had to do that.
Story?
I've heard of it. Right, having to do, and we have to call in a medical director if we have to do an on-site amputation. It could happen, right? Like what she had to go through. I wasn't there. I'm thinking of like, all right, that's what you came up with. You couldn't like just remove the whole thing, K-12 around it, bring her to the hospital. I just felt like there was other things to do, unless it was already too far gone and they got medical direction. I don't know their protocols. I don't know their procedures. I've been things and I've seen things amputated before, but I never had to do an on-field. They were already amputated when I got there.
I got to ask, what is that process for an on-site amputation? I mean, what sort of tool are they using? Is it like a power saw?
Yeah, they're gonna use a saw. They're gonna break.
And do they knock you out?
Yeah, of course. We have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it live. I mean, that's. Let's do it live.
But you don't have like. Would you play the role of like anesthesiologist in that situation?
Yeah, I do. There's times that we do. Yeah, we carry drugs that paralyze you, paralytics, and I'm assuming they do too. We have sedatives and things that can paralyze you. And I've done it.
So in that situation, occasions. Would you want to knock them out or just paralyze from the waist down so they're awake while you're cutting off their leg?
Oh no, we're not. I'm giving you the whole kitchen sink, baby. Gotcha, you're gonna wake up. You're gonna be like, what the hell? But no, you're not gonna feel.
Where'd my leg go? Yeah,
you're not gonna feel a thing.
Phantom pain, is that a real thing? You feel your leg after it's gone?
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I can't tell you personally, but
that's gonna drive me fucking crazy. Can you imagine something more annoying? What is more annoying than that?
This is the worst conversation we've ever had. 6 years, worst conversation we've ever had.
It's made him very uncomfortable. I can tell him. He's just like, can we change? That's his way of saying, can we please change the subject? Can we get into 5 questions?
We're not even in 5 questions yet.
No, we're not.
Jesus. I got question number 1, though. Hey, you want
to go into 5 questions? We
go into 5 questions. Question. What's the next one?
5 questions.
All right, I got question number 1.
Hold on.
5 questions.
All right, question number 1. If you were on a people mover and you lost your leg in an accident, what would you do? I'm just kidding. That's not question number 1.
Here's the thing. Next time Scoop has to go to Lauderdale or he's at an airport, there's a people mover, fucker's gonna walk. He's gonna walk right now. He's not even getting on the goddamn thing.
Don't they, like it was a skirt and it got caught in there and it just kept grinding on her, and I was just.
That's what I'm saying. Like the only reason they got to cut it off is the whatever they had to cut off.
Oh, she was wearing jeans.
And bro, I went to that London airport. I went to that London airport, and a lot of these like major city, like they got massive airports, right? And in London, they have huge people movers, and I'm excited to go on that thing. I really am, because it's like you just walk at a normal pace, but then you're running like a 4.240 at the same time.
Yeah,
it's a great feeling. But it was broke.
Never get on one without this story in London. My head again.
Like it was broke. I was like, "Are you kidding me? It's broke. It's like out of order. Like what the hell? I just want to get on the people mover."
Probably.
So I walk like a half a mile without it.
The same day before.
Dicks. All right.
You got a question?
It'll never be the same.
I'll do a question.
I can never get on one of those things again and not think about this dumb
Where
story.
is a place? Because obviously I'm doing traveling. I will probably still think of that story. Thank you, Toast. It will stick with me. I'm like, there's a lady who lost her leg on these things. Question, because I was just traveling. Where is a place you haven't been that you want to visit?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
It's down south of the equator somewhere.
Okay. They have monkeys there?
Oh, I'm sure there's monkeys there. Fuck yeah, there's monkeys. They got monkey tour guides there. Like they actually give you little tours
of other monkeys.
They've trained them well. Yeah.
Follow me. I would say Bali.
Oh.
Haven't been there yet.
I said one place. I apologize because I might make it plural for me. Where's the places where they have like the huts that are on the water? Is that Bora Bora? Bali?
No, Bora Bora. Yeah, I mean it's
different places
kind of
around.
Yeah, Bora Bora has them. Bali has them.
Yeah, definitely want to go there.
Yeah, it's dope.
Only thing that I know about Bali or Bora Bora during my life, I know for a fact that I have gotten SI swimsuit issues which were shot there.
Sure.
Nice.
Sure, 100%.
Very popular swimsuit. Back in the day.
I just want to stay in one of those huts on the water.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
I mean,
that sounds amazing.
The only thing that I know about them really is the reason that we still have never been there is it takes you 24 hours to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, if you're in one of those huts, you don't even put on clothes ever, right?
No, never.
No. Never. You're naked all day.
I mean, I barely wear clothes in hotel rooms.
What? Where all the germs are?
I take showers.
Yeah, I take.
It doesn't bother me.
Like the dirtiest places on the planet.
It actually doesn't bother me. I know that sounds very strange coming from me.
You lick the remote?
No.
No. I mean, not after I do it the first time. I realize it's a bad idea.
All right. I got a question.
Talk to me.
If you won $5 million on the condition you couldn't use it to buy a house, vehicle, or vacation, what's the first thing you would treat yourself to? No house, no vehicle, no vacation.
No vacation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No house. The shopping spree. It sounds really good. No house, no vehicle, no clothes. Now, can you do upgrades to your house with this money?
Sure. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna dump it into this house.
Sure.
I'll get my money out of that house one way or another. That's an appreciating
take it to
asset.
The studs.
Yeah. There you go.
I started following a Instagram account called Man Cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be building a big ass fucking man cave.
There you go.
I can too because I just spent $5 million in my house. This would be totally revamped.
And apparently, if your man cave doesn't have a secret door, it's not a really good man cave.
That's true.
Oh,
I would
really?
imagine so.
Yeah, no, they got to have a secret door.
Everybody wants a secret door.
Question number 3.
There's like a poker table behind it.
All right, I'm not. Question number 3. If you had a man cave, what would be essential items in it? Go.
Oh my God. I mean, definitely one of those robotic sex dolls.
Okay, that's fair.
Slot
that's your
machine.
man cave. Yeah. A slot machine. Ooh, I love it.
Could I get the bartender from that movie with Pratt and what's her name? The space movie when they're all asleep. What the hell? Oh shit! You guys never?
Don't know.
Space movie when they're all asleep? Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Space movies, Pratt.
Stupid movies.
You guys suck.
The movie The Stoned Guy Can't Remember is the 2016 feature film Passengers. You should hit that vape pen again, really.
I saw this the other day and I'm like, ooh, I need this in my life. So a guy had a TV just like this. It literally was just like this and it opened up and everything like that. It looked like a switch and it was like a TV, but he could play it I was like, oh my goodness, that is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So one of my TVs would be that. And then I think you got to have a pool table in mind. You have to have a legit pool table. Yeah.
How much you think that little handheld TV costs?
That one that with he made it look just like a Nintendo Switch. Bro, he custom made that thing, but yeah, that was a pretty penny, like $10,000.
Custom made it.
You got $5 million.
No, he's on.
No, we changed the subject.
Thing.
We're on
did
the man
we
cave
change the
thing.
subject? Oh,
yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is question 3.
I should pay
He
attention.
custom made his little switch television?
Well, technically, it's question 2, I think. I don't even know. Yeah. Yep.
I don't think we got to question 3.
No, because question 1 was if you lost your leg on a people mover. That wasn't really a question. So I think now we're.
I think we should revisit that.
If you lost your leg, what's the first
can't imagine what that lawsuit looks like.
The right leg terminal.
Yeah. What if it was a left leg? I said, what is a left leg? It was definitely
left leg terminal.
Because we're left leg.
Look at her sitting there.
I saw that's horrible.
Oh, it's like down there. Oh my
God!
What are you
doing? Dude. Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. Look at her.
My goodness.
She's wearing jeans with flats.
Do you know that I've seen some sadistic things in my life in as part of it, but I can't see it happening. I could see it after the fact. I could get there and see it, but if I saw her when it happened, I could never do my job. I can't do it. Like I don't like watching that stuff.
It's like watching the skaters and stuff. You see those videos of them I can't crash and burn, hitting their heads and all that. Oh my God. No. I can't do it.
Well, so here's my thing. Like if her leg is like stuck, they're gonna have to amputate. Like is it getting grinded up right now? The whole time.
Yeah, they turned it off.
Like is there pressure on it? And chewing at it.
He's so trying to get you.
Just hamburger, bro. It's just hamburger.
I don't understand why they go the opposite way and just spit her back out.
Yeah, there's no reverse. Yeah, you have to do it with a paper shredder.
Snaps the leg. I don't know. Who knows?
You have to do it with a paper shredder.
Right when it gets jammed,
set it back the other way.
Yeah,
but it comes back in kind of a demented form.
How long do you think that people mover is out of service before they let people get back on it? I'm betting it's under 12 hours.
Do you think now at that spot in the people mover, it's going to be like a car accident where they put like a little cross and flowers and stuff and put that's in her leg, a picture of her leg, like right there? I mean, because you get on street corners, you see this, right?
I gotta be honest, you guys are a bunch of assholes.
They do. They got a picture of it right there. This is where the accident happened.
There'd be a little souvenir shop with little leg necklaces, and keychains and tchotchkes in the shape of a leg with just a calf and a foot.
They'll do candlelight vigils there. Oh my God. Oh no.
Maybe they open up a little cobbler shop and a little shoe place. Maybe there's a shoe shine guy there.
She get half off.
They use her mummified leg so they can put the shoes on it to polish up his shoe.
They run promotions on the day of the anniversary, half off shoe shines.
All right.
All right, let's change the mood in this place. Right. Oh my God. Scoop's last line was the best. You guys are a bunch of assholes. And you know what else is made of lips and assholes? Scoop. Hot dogs.
The hot dogs you're eating this weekend.
Hot dogs. God.
All
right. I'm going to change the mood.
Fuck.
Do you have another question?
Is this?
I'm 4.
Okay.
Invent a new fish in the sea. Give it a name.
A new
fish.
Titan fish.
You found it?
Fish. Oh my God.
I mean, if you're going to go this route, we might as well just stay with it.
Jesus Christ. You really went there? That's over the line, bro.
What did he say?
He said the Titan fish.
The Titan fish?
The submarine.
What?
The submarine that went down to the Titanic was called the Titan.
I didn't even know about it. Guys in Italy.
No, I know what's going on. I heard about this story. Hey, did you hear that Mr. Beast was asked to be on that sub and he politely declined? Said he didn't want to. They asked him to go on it.
There's some controversy that maybe that wasn't true.
This is the first time I've seen my computer in like 5 minutes.
Because you're crying.
Oh my God!
All right, so he's got the.
You guys are still here.
Let's see. If I invent a fish, what would I name it?
I would. I mean, there's such a thing called the blowfish, right? But I would invent my fish that I found the Hootie and the blowfish.
God, I think this question is awful. I think this is an awful question. I don't know how you come from what we were talking about and you go to this nonsense.
It was the first thing that popped in my head.
Oh my God! Wait, all right. Here's one. What is under the sand in the Sahara? That lady's
How did it get there?
I don't even know. Why does he get
Taiwan?
Get from Taiwan to the Sahara Desert.
It took the people mover.
I was thinking, what is this, like Mario? There's like a warp underneath that people mover. It takes her to 7-2.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. The only thing that I could think of, I was just like, I don't know, massive amounts of cat shit because it's like a really big litter box. That's what's popping in my head. But you went there. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Is that a show?
I'm not sure I can answer anymore.
We're horrible.
What do you got? What do you got?
No, we're
nothing.
Fine.
We're good. Yeah,
we're fine.
I think I've had enough.
We are fine.
I'm tapping out.
You wanted to tap out 20 minutes ago.
It's got worse.
We need to send this show and tell the new producer, you need to pick it up from this point.
Oh my God.
Shit.
No.
Oh fuck. I'm crying. Like, I'm not crying.
What did I sign up for?
Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh.
Hey,
what did
I don't know how much time you have between now and tomorrow, but you need to put some clips together.
No, we don't.
You really do.
No, we don't. And then the next answer this guy puts, he says, we're the assholes.
I mean, we're already there. We were already there. You guys already took us into the line cesspool.
And there's people who do that, right? You know them in real life. There's like a line you don't cross, and like some people like skirt on the line. Some people say, and then there's those guys that just literally jump it. They broad jump it. Like, how the hell did you just say that? And we totally broad jumped that bitch today.
Whatever, man. Fuck it. All right, what are we calling this thing?
One-legged broad jump
opportunities.
The people mover.
I mean, let's not forget some of the Rose early gems. Shaft and balls. She fondles the penis, jerking off statues.
No. It's got to be the
people mover.
The people mover.
Yeah.
All right. The people mover. The people mover.
Very respectfully.
Eileen's about to be rich.
We'll see you guys next week. As always, go Canes!
No.
Oh no. Bang.
That's another episode in the books. The Orange Bowl Boys are brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Visit edmorse.com.